Discovery Weekly.
Welcome to Discovery Weekly, a bonus show from the podcast Discovery Show where we talk about all the other random things we've discovered throughout the week. I'm Zach.
I'm Kirk.
And I'm Matt.
And I don't know if you guys have been watching any Winter Olympics, but I found some unusual Winter Olympic sports that did not make the cut. I think all of these were in the Olympics at least one year, but that was it in many cases. So one is Skijoring. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. There's really no way to tell. And what this is you would hook yourself up to two horses and you would water ski it was on like actual snow, but you would, like water skiing, you would hold on to the thing that's strapped to two horses and race. And so, it sounds kind of awesome. They actually said it only had one Olympic appearance and it was all good. I don't think it ever really caught on, like people weren't about it. But if you'd like to participate, it is a niche sport in Scandinavia, Switzerland, and the American West. If you'd like to try out, I guess, skiing behind horses.
You know what I would watch, though, and should be in the Olympics, is horses racing on skis.
I would watch that, but I would be terrified that something terrible was going to happen to the horses.
Yeah, it's like NASCAR.
Okay.
You hope there's a crash.
And then there's sled dog racing. So it's exactly what you think it is. I did a ride, anything like that. But it didn't stick for Olympics. But yeah, it's so interesting how all that works. I actually thought about I can't remember, it was something on Reddit that was about like how many calories ski dogs burn. And it's like they're insane athletes. And so it's a cool thing. Then there's one called ski ballet, which is figure skating, but you're on skis. And the video or the picture they have here, I'll put it in chat too.
I'm looking at it.
By the way, we'll say this again just for everybody to know. We stream this and we have not been consistent on when we're streaming, to be fair.
Or when we record.
We're working on that. But if you follow us on our socials, we always put it there. So you can check out stream and come hang out. But yeah, ski ballet is dancing while on skis. And I'm seeing someone just doing a flip somehow. I don't even begin to understand how you could do that.
Weirdly, it looks like they're like holding themselves up with their little what do they call those things? Ski poles? There you go. Obviously, it's probably not what's happening, but it looks that way.
But yeah, they tried this one, but it never really stuck. So basically, the last International Ski Federation Ski Ballet World Championship was in 1999. So this one's kind of niche. This one I would watch. Speed skiing, which is exactly what it sounds like. You see how fast you can go on skis. They had a 59-degree grade in a straight line. The records were 142 miles per hour.
That is insane.
And 136 miles per hour. But there was shockingly a fatal accident on this when a 27-year-old hit something and then died of injuries, because you can't be going 140 miles an hour on skis and hit something, anything.
God.
So this would be an amazing one. I don't know that there's any way to safely do it, but if you look at it, they have these weird suits and a weird helmet that just makes you like a bullet shooting down the mountain on skis.
It's very 80s / early 90s.
It is. There's one called bandy, which is a hybrid of hockey and soccer. And so this gained popularity in Scandinavia and Russia after spreading to continental Europe. And then you play on ice sheets the size of a soccer field. It's 11 skaters who wield long-handled sticks with curved blades to handle a hard ball, not a puck. So it's essentially hockey, but with a lot more people, and it's a ball and not a puck.
It's like field hockey, but in snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like hockey. The more I learn about
snow hockey, but different.
I am.
But yeah, so this one has not been popular for a long time, but it's just generally interesting.
Well,
this one's called Military Patrol.
What does that even mean?
This is soldiers competing at the inaugural Winter Olympics in 1924 in a medal event straight out of boot camp, Military Patrol. 4-man teams included one officer, one non-commissioned officer, and 2 privates wearing uniforms and 50-pound backpacks. The event combined 30 kilometers of cross-country skiing, mountaineering over hundreds of meters of elevation, and rifle shooting at balloon targets. First of all, this sounds kind of sweet. I would watch this one. This sounds wild. While officers carried pistols, the other 3 team members fired 18 shots at various intervals along the course and earned time bonuses for every target hit. 6 countries competed in the 1924 military patrol competition in, I don't know how to say this word, France, with Switzerland winning the gold medal. It returned in 1936, 1948, but as a demonstration. And there is a legacy here because the modern biathlon is fairly close, but minus the like specific militariness of it, I guess.
By the way, I thought when you said I don't know how to say this and then said France, I thought you didn't know how to say France. I was
That's
like,
the
what?
joke, Matt.
Oh,
No, the first one is Chamo. I don't know how you say Nix in French.
that's the sound that Michael Jackson makes. Chamonix.
Chamonix? I don't know. That's not, I'm sure that's not how it's pronounced, but that's what it is. So curling wasn't there in 36 and 64. So there was something called ice stock sport. Its alpine cousin, I guess ice stock sport is the translation and not a very good one. There's no fun to that name. But it was known as Bavarian curling, and it's been played for centuries in Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. Similar to curlers, competitors grip the handles of the round ice stock, which weighs nearly 10 pounds, and swing it back and forth before releasing it onto the ice while attempting to come closest to a target. A rubber disc called a daub or cover the long distance. I don't know. Oh, it's the target. Okay.
Oh,
8 all-male teams from Germany, Austria, and Czechoslovakia participated in the 36 Olympics, and the Austrians won. And then the last one is Winter Pentathlon. It's one of the most grueling Olympic events, and it had a frosty counterpart in the 1948 Olympics. And there was only one time it was actually in the Olympics. It featured 14 athletes who competed in 5 events: cross-country skiing, downhill skiing, shooting, fencing, and horseback riding, all at the same time.
So many things.
I'm lying. It's not all at the same time.
So many things.
Yeah. And it was all outside. But I think this was just so intense that they just didn't keep up with it. But yeah, I don't know. Have you guys been watching any of the Olympics?
I haven't. No.
Winter Olympics
I'm at a bar.
It doesn't click with me the same way. I did watch the snowboarding one because that was cool. It's just kind of like the X Games. But yeah, no, it's different. But yeah, there's some old ones.
We live in Florida. I feel like it's like wow.
Oh, look at you guys bragging about the snow.
Yeah. If I knew anything about skiing, I might care more about it. You know, or horseback riding in the snow.
Horseback fencing.
Yeah.
So I love when like a robber or somebody is so prolific that they get like a nickname. And I found this story of this guy called the Roofman.
The Roofman.
It was because he would a lot of times break into wherever he was robbing from the roof. But I found this crazy story about the Roofman where he was one of the only people ever to escape this prison. And what prison was it? If I can find it.
Alcatraz.
Yeah. No. He was the first person ever to escape from Browns Creek Correctional Institute in North Carolina. And when he escaped and he was, trying to live on the down low and not get caught again, he changed his name to let's see if I can find it. Gosh, I had everything highlighted. It's so frustrating that it's not highlighted.
Was it Dennis Roofman? Just kidding.
When I first saw this in the notes, I was hoping it was a superhero that has some kind of roof-like powers.
No. No, but he was, going by a different name. He had joined a church. He had made a girlfriend. Like there was all of this stuff and everyone loved him. He seemed like a really nice guy, of course. But the thing that was crazy is that at night, he was a fugitive that was hiding and playing in a Toys R Us. He made his lair in a cubbyhole in the bicycle display.
What?
He raced remote control cars on the roof after hours and rode bikes around the store for exercise.
This is the coolest criminal of all time. Can we just go ahead and lock that in? He's just broke into Toys R Us so he could play with the toys at night.
He even monkeyed with the employees' work schedules, and his diet included stolen baby food. What's even funnier is like I said, everyone loved him. Like he went to this church that he was really active in. He around Christmas time, really helped out with the toy drive.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
The girlfriend that he had at the time, who had no idea who he was, like what his past was like, he was so generous. He would always bring home toys for my kids and, things for me. So he was suspected of over 40 robberies of McDonald's and other small businesses like that. And he would always break in from the roof somehow. I don't know. And it was funny because the way he got caught, it says, when the Toys R Us where he was held up became crowded during the holiday shopping season, he fashioned a secret passageway into an adjoining Circuit City that had been abandoned. He had built a cubicle out of sheetrock under a stairwell. He painted the walls, put up posters and action figures. He mounted a toy basketball hoop and watched Spider-Man and other movies on DVD player that he had stolen from Toys R Us.
What in the world?
Even crazier, he installed baby video monitors from his cubicle into the Toys R Us so he could see what was going on in the store.
Oh, he set up a security system. Sure.
Yes. Yeah, the security. It's a crazy story, and it's great. So the thing that tripped him up is this whole time he ended up also planning on robbing the Toys R Us.
He was just waiting to get around to it.
So this is what reminded me of, it reminded me of Home Alone 2, when the bad guys stay in the little playhouses at the toy store so they could rob the toy store. So he attempted to rob the store, and he had a gun and everything. He said, so he attempted to rob the Toys R Us on December 26th, literally just like the movie I'm talking about. Like, day after Christmas, they've got all the money from the Christmas rush, and he's trying to rob the store. 2 employees ended up slipping away, which forced him to flee through his secret door. And then when the police were looking for him, they found his hideaway and clues to who he was. So he actually got away. He got away from the cops, didn't get caught. But what happened was, when the cops started putting his face everywhere, everyone from the church and his girlfriend were like, wait, that's so-and-so that helps out so much in the toy drives.
Why did he not just rob them overnight?
I'm not sure. He tried to do it when obviously they were open, or I don't know if it was open. They don't give details on whether it was open or if it was just like only the employees were there. But obviously 2 employees left, or snuck out. And when he realized that they had gotten away, he knew, oh crap, they're going to call the cops. I got to get out of here. So he ran. And it is crazy because the way they actually did end up finding him was from his girlfriend. Because when she found out, oh, the guy that I've been with for this
has been living in Toys R Us and riding bikes
living in
the
Toys R Us and stealing these toys that now my kids have. And so she turned him in. But no, it was just a crazy story about the Roofman.
I love everything about that.
Wow.
I realize that's illegal and you shouldn't do it, but that is so insane because he wasn't actually robbing for most of it. I mean, it sounds like he was taking toys, but then he was giving them to charity drives. It's like, what is happening right now?
It's a crazy story, and they're have quotes from his mom and stuff, and then
he always loved Toys R Us.
Even his quotes are really nice. He's like, yeah, I shouldn't have done it, but I don't know.
But it was fun. Those cars were sweet.
What? You know what probably happened is, as soon as he sheetrocked his little stairwell movie theater, he was like, I'll check out this Home Alone 2 movie. And that's when it all happened.
He's like, oh, now I know how I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Wait,
that's right.
This is a toy store. They've got so much money after Christmas.
So good. That is not, I thought it was going to be like an internet meme villain thing, like Slender Man.
Oh.
On the roof.
But he's always on your roof.
Yeah. You can't see him because he doesn't want to be found. Well, I have no segue for this one. Did you guys know, only topically, Valentine's Day is on Monday. If you don't want this to be time-stamped, Valentine's Day is around when this comes out. Mm-hmm. And for Valentine's Day, the Bronx Zoo lets you name a roach after your sweetheart.
Oh, that's
how
so sweet.
How nice. So, zoos across the U.S. are breaking into the Valentine's Day gift market, offering all sorts of things. But the Bronx Zoo is doing something different. The Bronx Zoo's Name a Roach program is in its 11th year. They've done this 11 years in a row. Offers an unusual way to show your undying love for $15. A measly sum.
Very affordable.
Yeah, right? You can name a Madagascar hissing cockroach after your special someone. The money benefits the Wildlife Conservation Society, a nonprofit, and the zoo's website. Says that roaches are forever. So you get a certificate to memorialize it. And one Name a Roach customer, Susie, described the zoo site as satisfied. She was a satisfied roach namer and lover of romance.
Lover of romance.
I love when people get titles on like internet shows or like the news and it's something stupid like that. That's what it reminds me of, like internet roach namer / romance lover.
Yeah. She also goes on to say that roses and chocolates come and go, but roaches last an eternity, just like our love.
I mean, they do say that roaches would be like the only thing left if there was a nuclear holocaust, just like my love. Exactly. If there's a nuclear holocaust, only my love will survive.
Yeah. Not like roses and chocolates. They get vaporized.
Exactly.
There are other zoos that are in on the trend of naming stuff. You can get Name a Roach pin for $10 from the Houston Museum of Natural Science. There is a Build-A-Bear is selling Valentine's Day stuffed animals. That's not that. That's not the same at all, folks.
No, it's not.
It's not.
You can
really.
name a Build-A-Bear after your loved one.
Couldn't you already do that?
Yeah.
Technically, you can name it whatever you want. There's no rules on it.
There's no rules. There's no rules with naming,
Just
guys.
right.
You can name a thing whatever you want. That's what I really wanted to talk about.
Like naming a star after your loved one too. That's a whole thing too.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew a guy that did that, and boy, in high school, and as you might imagine, they're not together anymore. And I like imagine knowing a star up there is named after the person that you don't like anymore.
Somebody needs to make a service to just unname things. Like, I'm going to go back to them and I'm going to unname that ex-girlfriend's star.
Unname a roach. I like that. For a measly sum, we will take your roach to the courthouse, change its name officially. There's a San Antonio Zoo that's also doing a it's called Cry Me a Roach fundraiser, and it's named after the ones who really made 2021 difficult.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
Texas Zoo offers a selection of living things to name. It costs $5 to name a leafy green, $10 for a roach, and $25 for a rodent. And warning, this next part may not be for everyone. Those who upgrade their donation can watch a video of their newly named creature being fed to an animal.
Oh, no.
Oh, what?
What?
Okay, I was not expecting the twist ending there.
No, I wasn't either.
Okay, see, that's what you do for ex-girlfriends. You name a mouse after it and feed it to a python.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, this is great.
Oh, that seems vindictive. Even then.
One. A Nebraska Humane Society's litter box promotion isn't far from San Antonio's. For $15, the organization will write an ex's first name at the bottom of the litter box.
So yeah, I think the unnaming thing literally has legs, because this is exactly what they're doing. This is all pettiness. This is pettiness, and they're charging for it. People probably do it.
People do anything for love,
or anything. Name a roach.
I guess the opposite of love too. It's like, well, I'm really sick of you now, so I'm going to make a cat pee on your name, and that's going to mean something, right?
and that's really what makes the world go round, everyone.
Humanity. Well, there's a bunch of ideas for anybody who forgot to get something for Valentine's. And there you go. Enjoy that.
Do you love plants? Don't be silly. Of course you do. You might just not know it yet. I'm Vikram Baliga, the host of the Planthropology Podcast, the show where we dive into the lives and careers of some really cool plant people. Join me each episode as I chat with students, scientists, and professionals in the natural sciences and figure out what keeps them coming back for more. We'll explore their work, the ways they got into their fields, why they love plants and nature so much, and why you should love those things too. Planthropology is laid back and conversational and will keep you laughing and engaged whether you're a scientist or not. Follow along for this adventure into the sciences and keep being really cool plant people.
So I discovered some, I'll just read you this is a Vice article. Well, Motherboard. So it's Tech by Vice. A tech startup wants to gamify suing people using crypto tokens.
Oh, God.
The new company plans to let everyday Americans bet on civil lawsuits by buying and trading associated crypto tokens in an initial litigation offering.
You can bet? Oh, man, you can bet on anything.
Oh, yeah. So this is called Rival, and it's RYVAL, and it's exactly like what we said. So, and first of all, I can't tell. Everything with crypto right now is so wild. You know, NFTs are stupid and getting dumber by the day. And it's just hard to tell where all of this is going to like
what's going to stick out. And what's just a flash in the pan.
But I will give you, according to Kyle, it's Roach, maybe. He is a trial lawyer and one of the startup's founders. And here's what he says. This is his words. What I want to do is make the federal court system more accessible for all. And basically, he believes that whistleblowers are too hesitant to defy well-resourced corporations and other entities due to the potential cost of legal action. And Roach wants to make lawsuits happen, maybe might not have happened. So his premise here is by essentially making a way for you to crowd fund your defense, crowd fund your lawyer fees using crypto, you can compete against people who are out resourcing you. So that's the premise here. And the other kind of side of this they're looking at, and something I did not know about, this is something that's kind of been going on anyways. So people have been doing funding for litigation specifically as an investment. So here's an excerpt from this article. The concept of litigation funding isn't unique. An industry built around the concept has been growing in popularity in recent years. Between June 2019 and 2020, investors plowed $2.5 billion into the litigation funding sector, and people are getting something like 20-30% returns and all of this stuff. So he's also looking at it from that angle. So I think
that it almost makes sense now. I did not think it made any sense whatsoever before you said that, but the fact that there's you said $2 billion industry basically?
Yeah. And I mean, that's just starting, so basically what's happening is you can crowdfund yourself, okay. So here's an example.
So I kind of get it. So you're saying you're trying to sue somebody and you're just a little guy. You're trying to sue Walmart.
Yes. You put out an ILO, an initial litigation offering, and people can buy into that with crypto, and you can be funded against Walmart.
I kind of get that now.
I get it, but boy, that sounds like it has quite the opportunity to become very, very messed with.
Oh yeah, no, this is a very. I feel like all of it has very easy potential to be scammy. Everywhere around can be scammy, but it's we'll just see. And I just thought it was interesting. So there is a test case in Apotheo, a hemp grower whom Roach began to represent after the sheriff's department in Kern County, California, unlawfully destroyed 500 acres of crop field. And he has raised, so this, you don't have to be accredited to fund. So that's a difference from, you don't have to be a traditional investor to invest in this. And then I think they registered this with the SEC. They're doing it all above board. It required that they raised $100. But this hemp grower raised $350,000 and basically jump-started his case. And because of this case, he realized the potential for doing these ILOs and for doing this entire thing. And so I just thought it was the craziest premise. There's a ton more you can dig into, but it's just really interesting to see how this is going to play out, because I think that he's also wanting there to be in a level of this where you can kind of bet on the outcomes, because I mean, honestly, if you're investing into someone's like legal representation, you're betting that side wins.
Yeah, I guess.
But we'll see. But I was immediately kind of scared because they said he wanted to gamify litigation. I was like, oh God, that's what we need. Let's definitely make that more fun for everyone. But I just thought it was a crazy premise and really interesting.
Man, it's
just
still
another everyday use for crypto. I love crypto.
Right. Another everyday.
This is very everyday use for sure.
It's like listening to the Deacons thing where they talk about numbers. It's like,
you're like, I'm gone. I forgot what we're talking about.
Head, man. What always gets me with all this crypto stuff is I'm like, that's over my head. And then someone explains it and they're like, no, they're like, here. I'm like, maybe it's not over my head. I just think it's stupid.
Those are different things, I think.
I'm like, it can't be that dumb, right? And then it's always
no, they can be that dumb.
Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know.
No, there's no limit on how dumb it can be.
I know.
The world is your oyster.
I don't understand why you're not a billionaire already, Matt. Just go make some NFTs. You know how to use Paint. Just do it.
I'm curious how many people are actually making money on NFTs and how many people are just trying to scam it to build their own value.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is it's like, hey guys, you should get into NFTs. It's like, really? It's like, yeah, you totally should. It's like, oh, why? It's like, because I have some, and it would, if you buy it,
and I really want to sell it for more than I bought it. So please get in it so I can sell you mine.
Yeah.
No, but a lot of these huge people are buying their own because then they set the value for the NFT. So you put out one of these ones that look like a rip-off Gorilla's art.
I know what it is.
Yeah, you put out rip-off Gorilla's art, and then you buy it from yourself for $180,000 because then it is valued at $180,000.
They just got in trouble for that, right? The Gorillas one in particular?
I think so. I think they all got all their gorillas stolen.
Or no, it's all the Wild West. That's the one that got in trouble. It's just crazy. It is the Wild West.
It's just funny because it feels like the Wall Street guys realized that art exists in the same way as money does. Scarcity creates value, and they're like, let's figure out how to ruin everything. And it's like, cool.
We need to make this dumber for everyone, for future generations.
Oh God. Well, again, no segue there. Sorry, a segue list.
We're teeing you up really good tonight.
Yeah. Segue-less episode for me. Mine is about something called what livescience.com calls the friendship paradox, which is interesting. So I'm just going to read a little bit. We can dissect it as we go. But your friends are on average more popular than you are, according to a phenomenon known as the friendship paradox. Now, a group of mathematicians has come up with a new theory that takes the friendship paradox.
It's a bunch of people that don't have friends that are wanting to talk about friends. That's what's happening here.
That's exact. Hey, these are the NFT guys. My friends are more valuable. But the paradox is, of course, that any person that is your friend is more popular than you are because you are their friend.
I don't get it. I
don't know if it's necessarily like a paradox that's grounded in reality beyond more of like a sociological perspective, that's like how you feel.
No, because you just said they have more friends because you're their friend. Well, they're your friend too. So it's the same.
Well, I think it's the idea of like, imagine if you message someone and you're like, can you do anything tonight? It's like, no, I'm doing something with someone else. And you're like, oh, okay. And then it's like, wow, they're so popular.
Is it a thing where it feels that way?
I think so. I think that's,
okay.
I think that's, it's,
that makes more sense.
Yeah. From I should have said psychological rather than sociological.
Because there is that weird like FOMO feeling, like when your friend is doing something with someone else. Yeah. And you're like, oh man, I wasn't invited. That kind of feeling.
Right.
But most of the time it's just in your own head.
Right. Yeah. I think that's what it is. And this is saying that a group of mathematicians has come up with a new theory that takes the friendship paradox beyond just averages. And they found equations that describe real world popularity differences among friends. So sociologist Scott Field first explained the idea of the friendship paradox in 1991 in a journal titled journal article titled Why Your Friends Have More Friends Than You Do.
And this is a petty article he's written.
Yeah, the conclusion was, you're lame. No. The general idea is based on a simple calculation that the number of friends of a person's friends is, on average, greater than the number of friends of that individual person. Which is interesting. But averages are often highly misleading, or at least can fail to describe people's experience, said author George Cantwell. I'm not going to. Some people are less popular than their friends. Others are more so.
Well, that's really covering all the bases.
Some people are less popular. Others are more.
To understand why, think about a person with just 2 friends contrasted with a person who has hundreds of friends. Now imagine entering this social bubble. You are more likely to be friends with the social butterfly than the wallflower, simply because there are more chances that you are one of the hundreds of the social butterfly's friends than one of the wallflower's 2 best buds.
Yeah, no, in my imagination, I'm standing next to the guy that's in the back corner.
So it's basically saying that for the most part, your friends, the people you meet, you met somewhere. Right. So it's like implying that you're both out somewhere meeting people.
Well, it's that, your friends, the people you're friends with are typically friends with other people. And the people you're not friends with typically
they have no friends
with a very small amount of people. Interesting. That is actually, so it is a real world thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
So researchers also developed a new mathematical theory to explain another variation of the friendship paradox known as the generalized friendship paradox, which states that on average, your friends are not only more popular than you, but also richer and better looking.
I like how this whole thing is just messing with you. It's like, not only do you have less friends than your cool friends, you're also uglier and poorer. Enjoy. Thank you, math.
Oh, God.
Again, just a bunch of people that don't have friends.
Yeah.
This
making an equation about why they don't have friends.
Yeah, this is research done by a severely depressed individual. He's like, I need the math to tell me why I'm terrible and why everybody is richer and more beautiful and has more friends.
I just love that he's doing an equation. He's like, oh, shoot, I'm ugly.
I need to include this in the statistics.
Yeah. X carry the 1 minus 2. Oh no.
Oh God, I suck.
I look worse than my friends.
No, and I mean, the sure way to be depressed is to prove that you are uglier, have less friends, and are poorer than all your friends with math. That's how you get depressed right there.
There you go.
Well, then you're quantifying it at least.
Yeah, you at least know that there's some basis to it. You're like, okay, so this is just how it is. That's how the universe works.
So
thanks, Matt. Now I'm sad.
Now everybody is going to have a terrible weekend.
So basically, the more popular, richer, and better looking thing is based on the assumption that popular people are more likely to be those things.
You know what the more popular, more like rich and better looking people are doing? Not making freaking equations about. Oh man. Well, all right. That was our discoveries for the week. somebody say something else.
I love when you take it. I love when you take it because you never know where to go with it. All you have to do is be like,
I thought you were going to help. No one helped me.
No,
You just stared at me.
I almost just said those were our discoveries of the week.
I know. I like it.
Right.
I like just looking at you a lot better and just seeing what happens, what falls out.
I'm all nervous and sweaty now because I didn't know where to go, what to say.
No,
God,
it's like literally all I do is like, well, thanks for listening. Bye, everybody.
Well, I guess
all right,
that
say
worked
that.
for us.
Say it right now.
I just did. I'll say it again. Thanks for listening. We will talk to you again next week. Bye.
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 This was a podcast from the Podfix Network. You can check out more shows like it at podfixnetwork.com.